human herpes virus 4, which is Epstein-Barr virus. Please note, you all know Epstein-Barr virus causes a disease called kissing disease. Kissing disease means it is gonna spread by kissing, of course, which indirectly means close contact. And close contact would also mean sexual intercourse. Can it spread via blood and bone marrows? Yes. So note, any kind of close contact, be it kissing, be it sexual intercourse, or having any kind of transfusions and transplants like bone marrow, blood transfusion, उन सब से Epstein-Barr virus is gonna occur. And I don't want to teach you anything about Epstein-Barr virus because even in pathology, I've taught you so much in neoplasia chapter. But we will still talk about it, okay? So when I come to Epstein-Barr virus, this is the virus that you have over here. The first question that you will be asked is, which cell of the body is it going to come and attack? And I have taught you this concept in this immunology chapter of micro also. Tell me, everything that comes in the body first goes on whom? First has to go to the T cell. Pehle you have to go and, it's like matha tekna hai T cell ke samne. So you have to go and give your wishes to T cell, and then T cell will take you forward to the B cell. EBV says, no, I don't have so much of time. I'm not going to first, I'll go to T cell, then I'll go to B cell. I am VIP. I'll skip the queue, I will directly go to B cell. So it causes polyclonal B cell activation. It says, I have approach, I'm VVIP, I will directly go to the B cells. And that is a question that has come. Everything and every word, this entire slide is going to be like golden, very important. Question number 1, Epstein-Barr virus is going to go and affect which cell of the body? So EBV is going to go in the B cell. Question number 2, how does it enter the B cell? That is a question that has come so many times. What is the receptor? CD21CR2. The entry of Epstein-Barr virus into B cell is via CD21CR2. After entering, now they will ask you that, can you please tell me that what are the different kind of molecules that EBV has? Yes, it has something known as LMP1, then it has EBNA2, and then it is going to have viral interleukin 10. Guys, if you remember from pathology, interleukin 10 kya tha? Was it pro-inflammatory or anti-inflammatory? We used to do one mnemonic. We had done AN10 inflammatory, which is the only interleukin which is anti-inflammatory, that is 10 wala. So we had learned AN10. Anti-inflammatories and 10 inflammatory. So this will stop the inflammation. See, virus is so smart. Virus ko syllabus pata hai. Virus has read all our lectures. Epstein-Barr virus knows that if I by chance have interleukin 10, I will be able to stop the inflammation. This human being will not be able to have any inflammation, and this human being will not be able to kill me. So dekho, virus is carrying his interleukin with himself. Virus knows, syllabus leaped. Virus knows, if I carry interleukin, this person will not be able to put any inflammation against me. So remember, it is viral interleukin 10 which is going to stop the inflammation in my body. Okay, this we've understood. Now let's go to LMP1 and EBNA2. What does LMP1 do? LMP1 acts on the CD40 pathway. Guys, do you remember what was CD40 pathway? Too much of patho coming here. You have done it in immunology, in micro also. CD40 receptor, CD40 ligand, if this pathway gets acted upon, what is going to happen? Your NF-kappa B, so many pathways will get activated. All your antibodies will start forming, hai na? So LMP1 has basically started acting on the CD40 pathway. What does EBNA2 do? EBNA2 is actually going to go and activate this is a question that has come in a lot of exams. It is going to activate the SRC proto-oncogene. They ask you that SRC proto-oncogene is going to be activated by what? It is going to be activated by EBNA2. So let's do a repeat. All of these, what will they eventually cause? Cancers hone wale hain abhi eventually. So hang on. Remember, firstly, what all does Epstein-Barr virus has? It has 1 to 10. It has 1 to 10. Okay? EBV has 1 to 10. 1 matlab LMP1 which is going to act on the CD40 pathway. 2 means it's going to activate the SRC proto-oncogene, and interleukin 10 is anti-inflammatory. Question 1. EBV was going into which cells? B cells. Via which receptor? CD21CR2. Now tell me, what does EBV cause? What are the clinical features? I just told you it causes infectious mononucleosis. So first we'll go one by one. What is infectious mononucleosis? What do you understand by it? Please note, this is, you know, the very, very famous kissing disease. The other name of infectious mononucleosis is going to be kissing disease because it spreads by close contact. And there's another name given to it, and that is known as glandular fever. Another name given to it is glandular fever. So the incubation period is roughly 1 to 2 months or 4 to 8 weeks as you want to learn it. And there are so many symptoms that occur. तो जो main वाला symptom है पहले वो सुन लो. Glandular fever and kissing disease. So kissing disease tells me that the spread of this is going to be by close contact, isn't it? And glandular fever is going to tell me that the patient is going to have fever and the patient's glands are going to be enlarged. कौन सा glands? Maybe ma'am there are some salivary glands that are going to be enlarged, some lymph nodes are going to be enlarged, some spleen is going to be enlarged. तो organs enlarge होंगे. That is why there are glands, glandular fever. So now we have said कि देखो kissing की वजह से हो रहा है तो the girl is blushing. She is feeling shy and she is turning red, लाल, red cheeks. ठीक है? So because of kissing disease, she is saying she is feeling shy and lal. That means first you pick up all the organs that can get affected. S for, like I told you, spleen. So H has to be for the liver. It's going to be hepatitis. And E stands for encephalitis. So these were the different organs that could be affected. So she, I have understood. She is feeling very, very hot. Matlab fever. Of course, fever to hoga. A fever ke saath think of some symptoms. Of course, everyone has sore throat and glands. Mein you're forgetting the lymph node. So L will stand for lymph node. What else? There is going to be arthralgia and lethargy, if you can learn. The least important. So I put it in an order of importance also. So she matlab splenomegaly, hepatitis, encephalitis, fever, sore throat, lymph node, and then you have arthralgia and the lethargy. So she is feeling shy and lal, lymph node, arthralgia, lethargy. If you forget everything in the exam, remember कि glandular fever था तो organs are enlarged and fever is gonna occur. Kissing disease तो close contact. So you've understood what is infectious mononucleosis. Done with infectious mononucleosis, very good. Now coming to the next one. The next one that it's famous for causing is a lot of malignancies, not one or two, a lot of malignancies. What all malignancies do I know? There is something known as a carcinoma. Next, there is something known as lymphomas. And finally, we have something called sarcomas. So now tell me, which are the carcinomas that you have? I know all of you are going to answer number one pe sabse everyone answers nasopharyngeal carcinoma is very, very important. However, the most common carcinoma is not this. The most common carcinoma is gastric carcinoma. Okay? So gastric carcinoma is the most common, which is again a question. Ye carcinomas the. The only sarcoma that can occur is leiomyosarcoma, smooth muscle wala, leiomyosarcoma. And what about the lymphoma? We all know lymphoma is of two types, Hodgkin's lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Under Hodgkin's lymphoma, you usually have the mixed cellularity wala. Although guys, there are a lot of, you know na, the entire classical Hodgkin's lymphoma family is associated with Epstein-Barr virus. So mixed cellularity in India is most common, but otherwise all the classical Hodgkin's lymphoma have EBV association. Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma may you have the very famous Burkitt's lymphoma. You've seen these, all these things I've taught you in pathology. Diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. You can even have after transplantation, there is a post-transplant lymphoma. There is a post-transplant lymphoma. In fact, now I want to break the news to you that although you're talking about, देखो Hodgkin's क्या था? B-cell lymphoma, Burkitt's B-cell lymphoma, DLBCL B-cell lymphoma. Can it also have T and NK cell lymphomas? Yes, वो भी possible है. तो EBV तो has created like a big thing out here. Everything is possible with EBV, है ना? So it can also cause the T or the NK cell lymphomas over here. So I realize it can cause carcinoma, most common gastric. It can cause lymphoma, Hodgkin, non-Hodgkin both. And the only sarcoma that it causes, leiomyosarcoma. So coming all the way back, malignancy ho gaya. What are other conditions? There is a situation known as Duncan syndrome. Duncan syndrome क्या होता है? So remember, Duncan syndrome is known as the lymphoproliferative disorder. Again, have I taught you immunology section? देख लिया? Duncan syndrome or lymphoproliferative disorder is associated with which disease or which defect? It is seen in people with SAP gene defect. It is associated with SAP gene defect. X-linked lymphoproliferative disorder, I have taught you Duncan syndrome. That EBV infection is seen in SAP gene defect. ठीक है. Hairy cell leukemia, hairy cell leukoplakia. See now, sometimes we make a mistake and it's in the good way. Like I said, like I will never want anyone to edit this out also. I'll say, I ended up saying hairy cell leukemia. It's good I made that mistake. Because is it hairy cell leukemia? No, read the question carefully in the exam. Guys, where did you study हेरी सेल ल्यूकीमिया. हेरी सेल ल्यूकीमिया पैथोलॉजी में पढ़ा था मैम. हेरी सेल ल्यूकीमिया हैड नथिंग टू डू विद एप्स्टीन-बार वायरस. It was associated with BRAF mutation, and if you've heard my pathology lectures, you know the story of that viral TikTok boy over here, right? So you know it's a very hilarious story. That was totally different. This is oral hairy leukoplakia that I have, which is with Epstein-Barr virus. So like I ended up fumbling out here. Don't do that. Okay, coming to the next. Hemophagocytic lymphohistiocytosis, also known as HLH. Recent exam question. Hemophagocytic lymphohistiocytosis, one of the most common causes is EBV. So these are all the EBV related things. Infectious mononucleosis, malignancies, Duncan and oral hairy leukoplakia is very important. Now coming to the diagnosis, the first thing, again, these are 4 headings. I will take them up one by one. So sabse pehle, what are we going to do? We are going to do microscopy. Let's assume that we have a case of infectious mononucleosis. What are you going to see on a blood sample? On a blood sample, I see something known as, see, you will say, ma'am, hai to lymphocyte ka problem. EBV was going to the B cells. ठीक है, तो B lymphocytes. It is an lymphocyte ka problem. So I start seeing atypical lymphocytes. Have they given these any fancy name? Yes, these are known as the Downey cells. What are Downey cells? If you can see, like a ballet skirt ka appearance, the Downey cell cytoplasm is like a ballerina skirt. So this is said to have a ballerina skirt appearance. This is said to have a ballerina skirt appearance. Very, very important. That is known as Downey cell. But now you will ask me, ma'am, lymphocyte to hai, and that lymphocyte got activated. Which lymphocyte? B lymphocyte or T lymphocyte? What is the composition? Or rather than saying composition, I'll say origin. Remember, these are CD8 T lymphocytes, and that is where students get confused. Dekho, there are 2 questions. If I ask you, Epstein-Barr virus entered into which cells of the body? EBV enters into which cells? B cells. So B cell to bichara has been hijacked. How will the B cell make any ballet skirt? Not possible. So B cell calls his cousin brother T cell. He says, "Arey, listen, cousin brother T cell, I have been hijacked. Can you please come?" So then this cousin brother CD8 T cell, like a Superman, like one of the Batman, Superman and superheroes, takes a cape out. So cape nikal ke, like a ballerina skirt, runs towards his cousin brother to save him like a superhero. So please remember that if someone asks you what is this cape wala ballerina skirt appearance, this is the CD8 T cell flying on its way to save his cousin brother B cell. Downey cell, very, very famous. So microscopy, ho gaya. What are the other tests that you have? The second test that we have is the heterophile agglutination or antibody testing. What are the 2 tests that you have under it? There is something known as the Paul Bunnell test, and the second one is going to be the monospot test. Paul Bunnell pehle karte the, monospot is more of a recent thing. So remember, Paul Bunnell test, firstly you need to go back to your chapter of immunology and tell me what was heterophile. Heterophile basically means that the antibodies are gonna react with some other species only. Antibodies have come from whom? Antibodies have come from patient. I have taken blood sample from patient. After taking the blood sample from patient, I am making it react with some other species only. They are going to react with sheep red blood cells. They are going to react with sheep red blood cells. So if that hetero, different species ka reaction is occurring, that is Paul Bunnell test. Monospot test mein, it's also a modified version of it. The antibodies are going to react with horse RBCs. So sirf species is changing, otherwise the concept is the same, that with some other species RBCs where antibodies are reacting. Now for some people who like to study a little extra, remember that in a Paul Bunnell test it is said that a titer of 1:256 is suggestive of infectious mononucleosis. A titer of 256 is suggestive of infectious mononucleosis. Let me tell you, Paul Bunnell thoda purana hai. Now what is being done nowadays is the monospot test, and please note there will be a lengthy question, but in the end if they say monospot test is positive, that means they are trying to hint you towards Epstein-Barr virus. So what all have you done? Number 1, you did microscopy, Downey cell, ho gaya. Heterophile antibody test, Paul Bunnell monospot, done. But those were non-specific. Tell me some specific antibody tests. You say, acha, let me think. What all did my Epstein-Barr virus had? It had LMP1, EBNA2. So antibodies against EBNA2, they can be specific. Antibodies against the viral capsid antigen. Every virus has a capsid, that is specific. Antibody to early antigen. Remember, antibody to early antigen is going to be used in the early diagnosis of Epstein-Barr virus. But put your common sense into the fact, what is gonna be the most sensitive and specific? Of course, nothing can beat PCR or genetics. Nucleic acid hybridization test is gonna be the most sensitive and specific. Finally, lab diagnosis done. Downy cell, Paul-Wanel monospot test done, antibody test done, the genetic testing is done. Now we come to the treatment, which is of course going to be acyclovir for oral hairy leukoplakia and rituximab, because you have a lot of B-cell cancers involved. So rituximab